Back in April, we took a Gallup survey to take a look at how we're doing as a community. And the survey measured the areas of what is called engagement and then the health of the community. And so this PowerPoint is a summary of the survey results. And so I'd like to just walk you through the slides to help you to better understand how the results turned out and how, of course, we measured as a community. So this slide shows us that for 73% of Americans, they think or say that religion as a whole is losing its influence on their lives. 23% attend church every week. 44% prefer to have a personal worship encounter. These statistics are things that we are familiar with, but it just clarifies that only about 1/4 of Americans attend church on a weekly basis. So the objectives of the survey were to measure what is called engagement, and then also to help us with what I've been talking about in the past year that I've been here, moving us from maintenance to mission. There are 1,427 surveys completed, which is an outstanding response, greater than a 70% return rate. Most of them were filled out on paper because we did this during Mass, and then some were filled out online. So what is it that we measured in the Gallup survey? Well, we're looking at behaviors and attitudes because these help us to understand engagement and the spiritual health of the community. And so how is it that we are growing as a community, as an individual? What is it I'm getting from the parish? What do I give? And then that sense of belonging to the community. So the outcomes look at areas of life satisfaction, inviting people to Mass or community events, serving, involvement in the community, and giving in terms of the financial support of the community. Demographics that were looked at are education, gender, income, as well as several other areas as well. And so the results compared us to Catholic parishes overall in this country that have participated in the survey and faith groups overall in this country that, of course, have also participated in the survey. And so the levels of engagement are engaged, not engaged, actively disengaged. And the next couple of slides will take a look at that and what these three levels mean. So these are the statements that people responded to on the survey to help measure the level of engagement. You can take a look at that to once again get familiar with how it is we tried to measure that level. These bar graphs show us the outcome in terms of percentages. So Blessed Sacrament is the left bar graph, Catholic overall in this country, the middle, faith groups overall on the right-hand side. For the engaged level, we have 30% of parishioners engaged, which is roughly the same as Catholic overall and faith overall. Not engaged, 47%, the same as the other two. Actively disengaged, 23%, just a notch higher than Catholic overall and faith overall. So engaged members feel a strong psychological connection with the community, feel a strong sense of belonging. Not engaged members attend regularly but don't have quite as strong of a connection, don't feel quite as much of a sense of belonging as the engaged. And then disengaged may only show up once or twice a year, and we all know those times are Christmas and Easter, or they may show up a little more than that but not on a regular basis and don't feel much of a connection to the community. Engagement is not the same as involvement. Involvement is what I do with my parish. Engagement is how I feel about my parish. When looking at spiritual health, we want to, of course, look at belonging. Do people feel like they're a part of a community? And then believing. Do people have strong faith, feel a strong connection with Jesus Christ and His church. Our grand mean level of engagement is 3.6 out of 5, so pretty good level of engagement. Our grand mean commitment is 4.22 out of 5, and these are roughly comparable to faith groups overall. So spiritual commitment, we are at 4.22 versus Catholic overall 4.18, and so just slightly higher than the national average, but this does tell us, since the highest level is 5, that we are a committed parish. So the outcomes with life satisfaction, inviting, serving, and giving are roughly the same as the averages, and you can see those percentages there. Demographics, you can follow around on the boxes. So for example, 36% of the community is college educated with a bachelor's degree or higher, 88% attend Mass regularly, and 72% are over the age of 55. So the areas to celebrate is that we are a community that is committed to spiritual development. The members of this community, the parishioners, are prayerful, kind, and allow their lives to be guided by their faith. Areas that we want to look at and work on improving: the area of evangelization, volunteerism, financial giving, and attracting members under the age of 55. So engagement opportunities are the various ministry groups, small community groups, and we want to get the message out there by using social media, and of course we want to evangelize the youth and the young adults. It's important that we know our stories about our faith and we can share those stories with others. And then there's an engagement ministry team that is looking at all of this and how to continue to present this information to the community. And so the next steps are, as we've already begun, presenting the information to the parish community, meeting with ministry heads, and the ongoing communication of this information and how it's developing and being used within our community. So to develop engagement ministry team, it's about converting the operations to engagement opportunities, engagement touching all the aspects of parish life, continuing to develop social media, and considering implementing what is called the power of one. So our call to action is to look at the practices that are working in this parish, looking at recognition, developing a timeline, and of course celebrating our successes. In the social media ministry, we of course want to utilize that to attract millennials and the youth, since that is a way that the majority of them communicate. Use testimonials to tell the story, updates, and leadership. The Power of One campaign is something rather simple, but it's a way to continue to move forward by taking a small step. So asking people to consider donating an extra $1 a week in their offering, periodically inviting one person to church, and then volunteering 1 hour or more per week. Many are doing this, but many are not, and so to give consideration to an hour or more of service to the community. So it's important to look at these results, digest the material, think about how this connects to you and a ministry you might be involved in, and then of course the continued communication to the parish community. And so, again, as the survey indicates, we are a healthy community. We do have a good level of engagement compared to the national average, but we want to continue to grow because that's what moving from maintenance to mission is all about, always looking at our community and how can we grow and develop ourselves as missionary disciples.